What's up, everybody? One of the most popular tutorial requests on my channel is definitely the front lever. And while I'm not a master of the front lever, I can still do one and hold it for about 5 to 7 seconds on average. So I figured, why not? I'll make a tutorial. I'll show you guys the full workout and progressions I used to achieve it. The workout I'm going to show you for the front lever should be done on your pull day, okay? Or I should say pull workout, because you might have an upper body day where you do push and pull, for example. So wherever in your split routine you're doing your pull workout, implement this workout when you're pursuing the front lever. When I was pursuing the front lever, I included 3 progressions in every workout. I started with the hardest progression after a warm-up, of course. You got to warm up, make sure your blood's moving, your joints are nice and warmed up. But I would do the hardest progression first, and then after multiple sets of that, I would go to a medium difficulty progression, and after multiple sets of that, I'd go to an easier progression. So we're going to go in descending order from hardest to easiest with progressions, and you'll see what I mean throughout the video. Let's start off with phase 1 of the training routine I used. So with phase 1, there's 3 exercises like I mentioned before, starting with the most difficult first. And the most difficult is going to be tucked front lever. And after doing at least 4 sets of that with 3 minutes rest in between, you go to the medium exercise, which will be elevated straight leg bodyweight rows. And after at least 4 sets of that, going to straight leg bodyweight rows without the feet being elevated. For the tucked front lever, start off by hanging on your pull-up bar and getting into an active hang. And what you're going to want to do is basically, you're doing a hanging knee raise, pulling your knees up and leaning back so that your torso becomes parallel to the ground. This is a tucked front lever, and notice that my knees are directly above my chest or the top of my rib cage. You want to concentrate on squeezing the shoulder blades together, really retracting your scapula. After doing the tucked front lever for 4 sets, resting 3 minutes in between, you're going to want to do elevated straight leg rows. And by doing these, you're basically elevating the feet to make them harder and just performing bodyweight rows. I've covered this exercise in numerous videos already. Just bend at the elbows and retract the scapula. Pull those shoulder blades together. Really work on that scapular retraction. And after 4 sets of those, you're going to remove the platform. So now you're doing straight leg bodyweight rows with your feet on the floor. This will make them a little easier. Again, we're working from the most difficult progression down to the easiest progression, going through 3 exercises, doing 4 sets of each, and minimally 4 sets. You could do more if you want. And the goal of phase 1 is you want to get a tucked front lever for at least 10 seconds, okay? More is good too, but I'd say 10 minimally. And of course, once you're done with phase 1, it's time to move on to phase 2. And with phase 2 training, you're going to be working on the advanced tucked front lever, going to tucked front lever and then elevated straight leg rows. And again, doing at least 4 sets of each exercise and resting 3 minutes between sets. So for the advanced tucked front lever, you're going to get beneath your pull-up bar as you did before. You're going to get into an active hang and you're going to lean back, getting up into a tucked front lever. You should be used to this by now. But now you're going to press those legs forward so that your knees are no longer above your chest. If you look, my knees are actually stacked right above my hips. This will involve a lot more engagement from your core, specifically the erector spinae in your back. So hold this position, known as the advanced tucked front lever, for as long as you can, doing at least 4 sets, and try to build it up to 10-second holds or longer. If the advanced tuck is too hard, you can try this exercise instead. What I'm doing is going into a tuck and then moving my knees forward and back for reps. Just go as far forward as you can with your knees without falling out of the tucked front lever. And don't forget, after doing 4 sets working on your advanced tuck, you're going to do 4 sets of the tucked front lever, so we're going to an easier progression. And then after 4 sets of that, you're going to do 4 sets of elevated straight leg rows. This will be your workout for phase 2, and then the whole goal, the end goal of phase 2, is you want to be able to do an advanced tucked front lever for at least 10 seconds. And once you got that, it's time to move on to phase 3 of the training. And in phase 3 of my training, I started working on single leg front levers, specifically doing bicycles of them like this. Working on the single leg variation of the front lever is going to help you develop the core and thigh strength to really hold that total body tension so that your body is suspended horizontally. But most people, including myself, when they get to this point, they get stuck. So then what do? You work on these 2 extra exercises that I'm about to show you. They will help you build up the strength. The first additional exercise is the inverted hang. Get into a tucked front lever, but then lean further back and extend your legs so that you're basically hanging somewhat upside down, kind of diagonal like this. This is extremely helpful for building strength for the front lever. I performed multiple sets of this, usually 4 sets like other progressions, holding it for as long as I could, and it really helped me build up the strength to hold my legs out. For the second additional exercise I did to build strength, I used ice cream makers. To do ice cream makers, you start off in a bent arm hang and then you straighten the arms to swing into a front lever. By swinging your legs out into a front lever, you're using momentum, and that's going to allow you to do this and build up the strength you need. Eventually you'll find that you've built up the strength to do those single leg front levers, and in a way that you can actually pull up into them and hold them for a brief amount of time. Once you reach that point, you're ready to return to those bicycles that I talked about before. So here's a quick recap of phase 3. You're going to first do single leg front lever bicycle kicks. And if those are too hard, if you can't do the bicycle kicks, just try. You're going to end up doing negatives, where you extend your leg and then your body just lowers down out of it. And that's fine. Just do single leg front lever negatives. And then after 4 sets of that, you're going to move on to the inverted hangs that I showed you. And after 4 sets of those, you're going to do ice cream makers for 4 sets. So just work at it, be patient, and eventually you'll be able to reach your goal of phase 3, which is to do the single leg front lever bicycles for 5 reps per side, or a total of 10 reps. And there really isn't a phase 4, because once you're doing those single leg bicycles, you'll find that you can pull up into a sort of front lever and hold it for like maybe a second or 2. So you just want to start working on your front lever in every pull workout and work to improve it and hold it for a longer time. And one more thing I want to mention is that any other core work you're doing, whether it's fancy headstand stuff like I'm doing here, or maybe your dragon flag, or any way that you're playing around and challenging your core strength, is also going to translate to the front lever. And you can also mess around with this stuff on your dip station. So keep that in mind. It doesn't always have to be on your pull-up bar. A couple quick tips for you guys. When you're doing a front lever, no matter which grip you're using, you can use supinated, pronated, neutral, whatever. What you want to do is, aside from retracting your scapula and squeezing those shoulder blades together, you also want to pull down with the lats. All right, you want to engage your lats. Imagine you're pulling the bar down towards your waist or your belly button. That's really going to help keep those legs up. And aside from that, make sure you're tensing the core and the thighs, and it's like you're pushing your feet away from you, like you're trying to touch, if there's a wall out in the distance, it's like you're trying to touch that wall with your toes. So you're really pushing forward with the legs while pulling down with the lats. That's going to help hold the body horizontal and engage that total body tension to make you feel lighter. Like I mentioned earlier, I am not a master of the front lever, okay? I'm still working on it, and it kind of feels like one of those skills, kind of like the handstand, that I'll be trying to perfect for a very long time. But I felt ready enough to make a tutorial, and I hope this was helpful to you. So with that said, let me know down below in the comments what else you want to learn, what else you're looking for, whether it's a tutorial or maybe a specific type of workout, or how to eat healthy, whatever you want to know. Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. And if you're new to my channel, minus the gym, it's all about calisthenics-based fitness and healthy nutrition. So if that sounds good to you, buttons down below, subscribe, give a like too if this video helps you out, and I will talk to you in the next video.